In today's video, I just want to give you a kind of a quick rundown overview of the contacts module in Nevanto automation platform. Now, the contacts module has a lot of different items within it here on the top toolbar. So what I'm going to do is go through all of these individually just to give you an overview of what they are and how they work. So the first one we're going to look at here is all contacts. So you can see here, this gives you a full list of all your contacts in your platform. On the left hand side here, you can filter those quickly down to the different lists. So if you click here, for example, test list, it just brings up the contacts that are associated with that list. And then if you untick again, it will show all the lists in the different pieces there of lists you have on the left hand side. Now we also have a quick button to check out our audiences, which would be our segmentation list. So again, once you click on that, it'll bring up the different contacts within that audience. We'll come to audiences a bit deeper once we hit the last item here on the toolbar with audiences. So back to all contacts. So as you can see, there's all your contacts in a list. You can see the different amounts you can have per page, and you can go to your next and last pages, etc. Now here also you have a filter on sign updates, and also a toggle view of the different fields. So you can see here email, phone, full name, etc. So you have a list here of the different fields that you can include. So if we wanted to include city as well, we just hit apply, and you'll see then that the populated piece for city would show here. So again, there's lots of information there that you can, chop and change in of what you feel that you want to easily view on your list page there. Now you also have a search function, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can type in whatever you want to search for a contact, and that will show up. And then lastly, item here is on the the right hand side of a contact. You can click edit, and you can quickly edit information and details on the contact. Or else the drop down piece is, again, you can edit contact, move it to different lists, add it to lists, assign it to a sales team member if you have extra users in your account that look after accounts, and delete. I strongly recommend staying away from the delete option, because you never know when you want to keep that contact's information. So we'd always say to add it to a suppression list, which we have in a different video, and we explain that to you how to set that up. Now, sorry, I forgot just two pieces here on the top right hand side. You have your gear icon where you can import contacts or export contacts, and then the button to create contacts. Now in a contact, to go in and view the contact card, excuse me, you just click on the contact, and that will bring you into the contact card, where you can see all the different relevant information, their history, activities. You can filter down the activities. Then we have different send email and different adding to tasks and options here that you can have for the contact, add tags and notes. So there's a lot of information inside in the contact card where you can access. So we're just going to go back out to all contacts. Now next we're going to go to lists. Now this is a full list of all your different contacts. Now I've mentioned in videos before that you'd want to have a master list of contacts. So that basically is a full history repository of all your contacts with all the different data fields. And then what you do is you break that then out into subsequent sub lists where you actually utilize that in your marketing automation platform in your day-to-day. So they would be your different lists coming in from different forms, different campaigns, going through different automation pieces, or segmenting different contacts into lists due to behavior or something that they've done on your website. So here is all your lists. To create a list, you just click create list. That'll bring you into the list details, and you go through the steps, which we have in another video. So we just go back to lists. So here on the right hand side, you have your form builder, which brings you into the form of that list. Again, we have a video that specifically goes through the form builder of lists. So a list and a form will always be linked together, because you'll have form fields that will populate the list of those contacts for the different items, and those forms can be used in the likes of landing pages and contact pages and things like that for gathering contacts information. And then just finally on the right hand side here, you have your different information items that you can do. You can rename, mass import, export pieces, etc. You also have a search list here, so you can quickly find a list that you're looking for. And again, as you scroll down, you have your entries and your different pages. So next we have lead scoring. Now, lead scoring is a great tool to use to be able to score your contacts on their behavior and interaction with your brand. So again, we have a couple of different detailed videos to go through the different pieces here and a how-to of each section within the lead scoring, so you can check those out for greater information. So you see here on the first tab we just have the leads with the different scores and the status stages they're in. The second piece is status, where you can see the different amount of leads in the different stages. Again, this is all customizable. You can see the different stages that we have set out for your leads to flow through a funnel. Again, we have a full video on all this, so check that out if you want further information. And then finally we have the scoring rules. So these are a list of the scores that you have put against different actions and behaviors of contacts in your database and on your website and interacting with your brand. Again, and we have another video that goes into in-depth detail of how to set all these scores up. And also in the onboarding process, we have a framework that we work with you to actually set all those scores up and that. So that is an overview of the lead scoring. Now, goals is where you can set up KPIs for your contacts. So again, a lot of options here. You can search your list. You can see your listing of your different goals. Click into those. And then you can see all the different settings for your goals. Again, we have a full video on how to set goals, the full setup and all the different options. So you can have a view of that if you want to set up goals. And finally, you can see your analytics piece that will bring you to your analytics of the goals. So you can get a full rundown of the analytics of each goal. Now we just go back to goals, and we have a couple of different actions of edit and add tasks and things like that, that if you want to link to a project management board for maybe a notification of a team member that if somebody has reached a goal. So again, you have filters and search bar here and the create the goal action. Now finally, we're just going to touch base on the audiences and give you an overview. So as I mentioned earlier on, your audiences would be your segmentation sublists of your master list. So here you can set up different rules that will subset out different contacts into different lists due to their behavior or goals triggered or some interaction with your brand. So again, this page is pretty straightforward. You can create an audience on the top right hand side, then you can see your list of audiences here, and so show results, which will give you the list of the names, contacts within that actual list. And then you have actions here of edit, copy to refresh. Maybe if you set this goal up and you wanted to have instant data freshly populated, so you can hit your refresh. And we also have export if you wanted to have it onto an external repository for that information. So again, once you click into audience goals, you'll be able to you'll be taken here to the list of the people in that audience. So again, we'll go back out to audience, very simple. And then again, just to create audience, again, you can pick your name, pick your different rules, lots of options there. Again, we have videos that go into that in in-depth detail of how to create audiences. So if something that you're looking for, you can check out that video and it'll give you a really good overview of the audiences section. So that's just a brief overview, introductory piece of the contacts module. That's the video for today. If you've any other questions or need help with anything else, please submit a help desk ticket and we'd be delighted to help out. Thanks very much for reviewing today, and we'll see you in the next training video.